Hello, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to all of my subscribers and to all of the new subscribers. Welcome in. If you are just now coming to my channel, just seeing me for the first time, I appreciate you stopping in here with me and being a part of this royal squad, all right? So I appreciate you guys. So let's get right into the video. All right, so just a little bit about the video. What I want to talk about is just if you're in the process of going through eviction, that is definitely not a great time frame. It's definitely not something good, that anybody wants to experience or go through. At some point, everybody has probably experienced that at some point in their lives, and it can be scary if you've never been through it before. But I'm here to help you with the process of giving you some tips of things that I would suggest that you do. If you don't have the funds to be able to pay, I'm going to help you to prevent this from going onto your credit. So for the future, you can be able to, possibly get another apartment, and just so it won't be, like I said, showing up on your credit. Now, this is not any way get out of it type of thing. I don't, know of places that are currently right now just paying people's, bills and stuff as for evictions, but there are places. But I'm here to just give you my input. I have 21 years of property management experience as a assistant and property manager over apartments. I've also managed for private owners as well, and it was just, just to talk about just the eviction process. I still get calls up to now. I'm not in property management, but kind of something similar to that. But I'm looking to, definitely not looking to become a real estate agent, as well as being able to help people with their credit. So anyway, all right, so let's get into this process here of how I want to help you to make sure you do the best thing for you. I also want to offer, if you are here and you want someone to talk to about about what you're experiencing or going through as far as with eviction, and you don't want anyone else to know about it, you don't want your family to know, your friends. Let's be honest, it's not that we are prideful and don't want everybody, like, to know certain stuff, but some things a little bit may be embarrassing to discuss with people. And just having someone you could talk to about it who is just a mutual person, does not know you or know anyone in your family, just kind of make you feel a little bit better, talking about it. So if you would love to, want to talk to me about it, I'm opening that up for free. Just to have somebody for that listening ear. Now, I can't probably give you 2, 3, 4 hours, but I can definitely just talk to you about it, converse with you if it's, about 15, 20 minutes, just to hear you out. We just let God flow it, however he will do it. But if it's during the day, my lunch hour, I can only give so much of that time, about 15 to 20 minutes. So sorry. So yeah, so just let me know. Just, I don't know if you want to comment below and say, I know a friend that know a friend that needs some help. That'll be fine if you want to be discreet about it. I need to create a email so we can set it up, or like a thing where you can like book me. I'll get that set up, because I do want to do more like calls of just people who need just a push of encouragement. I was currently doing that, and I had Sharon Oriented CEO, shout out to her, was asking me about it. I had my old coworker, now a friend, Johnny, I think it's Fleek. Oh my gosh, I can't. Reality Fleek, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right, help, mention it to me. And I'm like, God, okay. And I had someone else to mention it to me as well too. And I do want to get into more of just inspiring people, giving them that push, like that midday push or midweek, just a push. I tell people, when you feel stuck, I'm your tow truck. So I do want to offer that and, do more public speaking. But anyway, let's get to the point, right? So let's say here we are, you got your, now it varies state to state. I'm basing this experience off of Georgia. So other places may be a little bit different as far as their rules and regulations. So this is based on Georgia, but either way it goes, I don't want you to go through it by yourself. So I'm here. Reach out to me. Definitely, I'll be glad to just talk to you. Excuse me about it. I can definitely offer about 15 to 20 minutes. I understand. It can be a scary process for you, but if you're in Georgia, then first things first, you would get a late letter. Your late letter is just saying, hey, your rent is due. You haven't paid your rent. Now, mind you, my job was posting all of the rent. I was the delinquency queen. I was the one that would send out the late letters. I am actually that eviction person. I was the person that handled the eviction, so I had the tough job. So I was that person that would file eviction and go to court, um, and represent the property and to get their property back, to get the people out. But I'm gonna tell you, in all of my 21 and a half years of it, I have never had someone be upset with me about that process but one person, and she was already on the eviction before I got there. And I don't even think it was about that. I think it was more of a spiritual thing on that, because everybody I meet, for the most part, kind of, it may not care for me at first because I come off maybe as mean or whatever. I don't know. But everybody usually like me. I can kind of get along with everybody. And I definitely, push and work on doing that, because I like to make everybody feel good and, comfortable. I love loving on people. But all right, so you're in Georgia and you got the late letter. It's telling you, hey, rent is due. You need to pay this. And let's say you don't have that. The late letter gives you approximately, I think, 5 or 7 days. Usually, a lot of people late on the 5th. Technically, you're late if it's not paid on the 1st, because rent is due on the 1st. But some places offer that grace period. Some people are the 3rd, but majority of the people are the 5th, and you receive a $50 late fee or $100. I've even seen $100. Some places, after a certain period of time, after the 3rd, you get that one fee of $50, and then it's maybe like $10 each day thereafter. Okay, so you've gotten a late letter and you're like, I just don't have this. So then you're coming up on the 15th, and that was usually the filing period. And then you get your letter saying, hey, we're getting ready to file for eviction. So if you don't have this in within 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, then, we're going to proceed with the eviction process. Or some places may go ahead on the 15th and go ahead and send that in. So what takes place then, they either work with an attorney or they go ahead and do that process themselves by taking it down to the court, taking a copy of your lease and sending all that information in. Now, by all means, I am not an attorney. This is not giving you any type of legal advice. This is not even giving you any type of negative advice. This is here to support you, and I am just talking about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what I have experienced. So this is just experiences of things that I have experienced and just what I did on my, job and my experience of 21 and a half years in property management. So you get that letter, they're taking your lease, they're taking it, down there to the courthouse. And then what you will receive from there, you will receive a pink paper from the sheriff's office. The sheriff will be the one that will come and give the paper. You don't have to be home. They will knock, but if you're not home, they'll tape it on your door and it'll be a pink paper. Usually places, sheriff's office here in Georgia, they do pink papers. So they will keep a copy and put the pink copy on your door, taping it up there, letting you know. So you get that paper. You have how many days? Oh my gosh. I can't think of how many days. You guys, please forgive me. It's the perimenopause brain, and it's like I know certain words, and sometimes it just go like blank, and it takes a little bit for it to come back. So I'm gonna just keep going with that. But you have. Okay, I tried to leave my light on, y'all, so you can see me a little bit, so it won't be like we're in the dark. Cause I'm home now, and the weather has changed. Not the weather, but the time, it gets dark a little bit earlier. So hopefully it stays on long enough for us to finish this. So sorry about that. So you get that. You have, I cannot think, I want to say 7 days to answer. So you make sure you get that paper. A lot of people take that paper, ball it up, and they're like, oh, I just won't answer the letter, okay? Because if you only need like, you know, 2 more weeks or 10 more days, why would you not answer the paper? So, but you don't answer because you don't know. You've never been through this before. So you're new to this. You don't know. You're embarrassed. You're scared. You're nervous. You don't know what to expect. So I'm going to tell you. Go ahead and answer that letter. File and give your answer. So if your answer is you know lost your job or you feel, and if the amount is incorrect, write that. Whatever the reason is, be accurate. Okay, put what you want to put on the letter. You cannot not add it on the letter and get there and say, oh, and I wanted to add this. You have to put your answer on there and stick to that, because once you get to court, it is what it is. Okay, so file your answer. If your answer is because they're not fixing anything, then okay, they're not fixing that thing. That's why I have not paid anything, because I have not had heat in 2 months. So that's why I haven't paid in 2 months. I haven't had running water, the sewer backup, work orders are, outstanding. Whatever your reason is, no matter what it may be, put that on your answer. File your answer and make sure you do it in a timely manner. Because if you do not, then you have just waived your right to even appear at court to plead your case and plead your side. And not only that, you've just given away days that could have helped you. Now, I know a lot of property managers, y'all don't be mad at me. I'm helping y'all. Seriously. I'm helping y'all because I am, this is what I want to do as well. Even with real estate, I want to manage properties. This is what I do as well. Now, as far as managing for private owners and doing that. So this is not by any means trying to, get y'all delinquency to be even higher, because I know the goal for property managers is to get you out. If you don't pay, it's business to get you out. I understand, but I'm trying to help though the people on the other end too. Now, if you cannot pay, I'm getting to that too. So this is just on this end. Sorry. So if you cannot pay, then we'll get on that. But all right. So you go ahead and file your answer then. All right. It's going to take the court a little bit of time to process that. Again, this is Georgia. And again, I cannot speak for how fast or how slow this process goes, because it's based on the availability of the sheriff's office. I'm sorry, the availability, we haven't got to that point. The availability of the court. So this would be based on the court and how soon they can get you in. If it's around the holidays, a lot of things comes into play with this. So let's say, all right, you did your 7 days now. Okay. All right, so this is to help people, y'all. This is for people who do want to pay. So I'm being honest. This is for people who want to pay, even if I'm just trying to help people who are truly wanting to pay, and they just need more time, and they just a little short, and this is nothing new for them. I'm sorry, this is something new. This is not the norm. All right, what you want to do, wait till the 7th day. Just if you need more time, okay? If you need more time that 7th day, go ahead and give your answer by the 7th day. This is just my thoughts. This is not legal advice to you at all. Please make sure you're checking your state's rules and regulations, the laws for your state. Read the pink paper and see how many days they allow you. So if you need those 10 days, that's 7 days right there. You're filing your answer on the 7th day. Then, okay, the court gets that answer, and then they have to set a time for you to appear in court. So you to appear in court, that may take them 4 days. That may take a week. It could take 2 weeks, depending on, what part of Georgia you're in, depending on the court system. So, all right, so there you some days there. Maybe by then you have the money. Take it to the office and pay those good people, okay? Pay, you keep your apartment. They get their delinquency down. Everybody's winning. But if you don't, and you say, well, I still don't have it, you get to court. All right, the state of Georgia is 7 days. 7 days for you to be out of a property. So that's 7 days for you to be out of that property there. You know what? If you want to know more, comment below and we can talk a one-on-one on this, because I don't want to have people thinking I'm trying to make their job harder, because I'm not. I just want to help people who do need help. So I'm going to stop right there on this message, So if you want to know more, definitely feel free to comment below. I will probably set up something so you can be able to, we can chat really quick. Now, I'm only going to open this up for, limited amount of people because this will probably get crazy. I do want to go on into it, but if you know what, if you want to know more, just say I want to know more, and I will do a part two. I don't want to go blah 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 blah, and you're like, oh, okay, and just let me know, and I'll give you part two, or we can just have a conversation about it, and I could let you know. And by all means, I don't have a, you know ends to it all. I do not. I just want to make sure you're not setting yourself up for future issues for not being able to lease another apartment. I don't want you to set this current property up for them to their delinquency to be high, because if you know you cannot pay and you won't have the money, then I was going to give you the steps on that too, of the process to go about that. In Georgia, there are a couple of places that do offer for assistance. I don't know if they're currently still doing it, but a lot of places. I don't know if Family Promise is all over. And there may have been a couple more just suggestions of places that I have you can check out. But let me know if you want a part two to this. Like I said, I want to see it win a win-win on both sides. And a lot of properties are very willing to help you, but you guys are not contacting. We call you, you don't answer, you don't come by, and that's the worst thing you can do, is try to just avoid it and not go see people, have an attitude with the property managers or the leasing agent or the assistant managers, whoever call, which more than likely it will be the assistant manager who will be in contact with you, because that's what my position was. But everybody is different. Maybe they got the leasing consultants calling you. But the worst thing you could do, I'm telling you, is to avoid them, because then you're going to just irritate them. And then they're going to go ahead and want you out as quick as possible. But go in and, I'm saying, talk to people and explain your situation. Doesn't mean they can change it, but they will, maybe can see what they can offer you. And if you could work something out together, if you won't have it, maybe you could go in there and talk to them and tell them, I just don't have it. Instead of going through the court and all that, maybe that you guys can come up with a plan to be out at a certain time and y'all agree on that. Versus 7 days, guys. That's a quick, that's super fast. But again, like I said, there's a part B to this. There is a there is a side, a side too, to this mixtape. Y'all remember the cassettes? It's another side to it, okay? So I want to definitely help you and help the properties, to be able to get this thing, move as smoothly as possible. I even wanted to go to court with people who were going through evictions. I can't make any changes. I'm not a lawyer. I can't do anything. Excuse me on that. No, but just to have somebody with you sometimes is, because if you've never experienced it, and have somebody to speak for you. Like, I even want to talk to the property managers. Like I said, I don't have a magic wand, but to just sit down with the property manager and see what, if it's something, that we could work out, far as a payment plan, anything like that, or just to see where you are. Maybe you just need somebody to just go over things with you, just to see where you are, and what can you do? What's your next step? What's your next move? Because this is scary, and when you are in it, you can't see the full picture. So you may need somebody else to see that full picture for you. So I want to do that. I that's something I definitely want to do alongside with real estate. Is offering that type of support to people, because I've seen it happen. Even for myself, I thank God, but in my early years, I even went through eviction in my 20s. So, and it was so scary. I was like, oh my gosh, how is this? And I think I started property management like in my 20s, like 19, 20 years old. But I was kind of new. I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I was in Tucson, Arizona. So then when I did experience eviction, I didn't know what to expect. And I thank God that, I was, had favor, and the lady, I talked to her and we worked something out. But if I would have avoided her or been rude, guys, I'm telling you, yes, let's talk. Let's talk. And I know if you're going through eviction, you don't have funding. You don't have money to pay me for a one-on-one conversation. I understand that. And I would love to just gain that, as far as getting that more experience on the, under my belt, as far as on that side of it. And maybe, you just telling, inputting, giving me input back on how it worked for you, and maybe sharing it with other people. So, let me turn this on again. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, I would love to do that. That's something that I want to do. And I don't know, and God will work the rest out for us the funding, but that is something that I just want to be able to support people, and I wish I could go to court with people going through evictions. But they would definitely have to be in my area for me to be able to do that here in Georgia. So, but yeah, so and it blessed me to have people to call me. It doesn't bless me that they're going through eviction, but I still have old residents who will call me and say, what do I do? What do I need to do? And these are some of the people who I evicted, from, where I was working, and they were able to still get another apartment because they, following what I was telling them, and then, showing up and coming in and not just running from it. So anyway, I don't want to be too long on this. Hopefully, this information just lets you know that you're not alone. You have somebody here who would love to, support you through this process. I pray that God opens doors for you. I pray, that God just moves in your life. I pray that this here move, although it's scary now, but I truly believe it's going to bless you later. I truly believe there's something great for you, and I pray that it works out. Whether if you don't have to move and you get the funding, I pray that something is even better for you that's ahead if you do have to move. So I'm here for you, and thank you guys for watching. If you made it to this point in this video, say I made it. All right, and if you are a new subscriber, then definitely go ahead and get your crown so you can stay crowned up here, because everybody here gets treated like royalty. Remember, you are royal, you are special. Okay, and I'm here for you, not them, but for you. And I'll see you guys soon. I hope it's sooner than later. So all right, let me know if you want that part 2. All right, see you guys.